The Aga Khan University, although relatively new, has attracted some of the best brains as faculty over the 4 decades of its existence. It continuously monitors its activities to ensure the highest international standards are achieved and maintained.
AKU is committed to quality, and like any university in the world, faculty come in because of their PhDs or their content expertise, but they don't necessarily come in with any teaching expertise.
In 2016, the university realised it had a problem. There was a general feeling of dissatisfaction among students with the way they were being taught.
I feel like earlier on in our basic sciences years, it was more like the faculty would teach us and then it would be like one way.
We learned to our amazement that everybody was concerned about the quality of teaching and learning, and that people were demoralized. The curriculum was outdated, teaching models were outdated. There was great anxiety among the students. This was news to us, and we were really astounded by this.
Certainly, we were surprised, but I think the deans were even more surprised, because the deans, after all, are the academic heads of their respective schools, and they were a little bit taken aback by the reaction that we received from the students. But I think what was important is then how we responded and reacted to that dissatisfaction.
With the foresight of our previous provost, Greg Moran, and tremendous support from the trustees, we have avoided this challenge by creating a central unit called the Quality Teaching Learning Unit. It is set up as a friend to our academic colleagues. It is not judgmental. It does not do performance reviews. It does not have an audit function or a policing function.
Faculty were initially resistant. Nobody likes to be told that they can teach better.
When I joined AKU in 2017, I had been teaching for close to 16 years. So I joined AKU and I'm asked to take these courses that would then improve my teaching. And I said, wait a minute, I've been there, done that. What new thing am I going to learn?
My support for QTL and for teaching improvement is a belief that we have an obligation, a duty, to do the very, very best we can to allow our students to achieve these standards and to function in their careers to the limits of their ability.
We visited good teaching learning centers in North America in particular, and we didn't want to reinvent wheels. We wanted to learn from good practice, from best practice around how to support faculty to teach better from other universities. So we went to Deb Dawson, an expert in the field at the University of Western Ontario, to learn about their own setup and programs.
So the problem that was presented to me is one that is fairly universal, but what I found was completely different about AKU is that once they heard the problem, they started searching for a solution, which they found. And we knew it was a really effective way to teach people how to use active learning, student engagement, exactly what they wanted to do to transform their classrooms. But I thought it would be a waste of expenses to keep bringing myself and my colleague, Dr. Mike Atkinson, over. So we did a train the trainer session so that they could keep doing this and training others in the methods that we were using.
I think once faculty participated in our workshops that were peer-led, that were very practical, and that were interdisciplinary, faculty felt that they were in safe, inclusive spaces that were non-judgmental. And once they experienced the change, they then brought along their friends, their peers to join the club.
The very first course I attended on teaching enhancement, I started off being a skeptic, but when I went through the course, I left as a believer.
So how was teaching before? You know, the teacher knows it all. You know, you go into class, you're the teacher, everybody's waiting for you to tell them. But what this workshops did for me is, you know, to flip that. The learner is not coming into class empty. They know something. So you need to be able to get that out and let that inform the discussion and the learning.
The QTL training sessions have really worked wonders for the way that I'm teaching. I have learned how to use many different methods of engaging students, how to be much more interactive with the students, and how to deal with the students according to their level of understanding.
Now it's more of like a two-way highway, especially when in sessions they ask us as well to first talk about what we already know, and then we go on from there to build up on what we don't know basically. So I feel like because it's more interactive, we learn better.
We are more empowered regarding our learning and we are made more in charge of self-learning.
We don't have lecturers who talk at you and make you feel like they know everything and you don't. They want to hear our points of view. And I like that. I like that bit of where you always ask questions, what do you think about this, where we stimulate each other.
We were overwhelmed with faculty buy-in. We couldn't keep growing the network of quality teaching and learning. We had to rely on teaching champions. This is when we approached Dr. Debas, who has established the first Academy of Medical Educators at UCSF in San Francisco.
The Academy was developed in order to increase the importance of education and teaching on campus, to create a community of dedicated teachers and to create our excitement in teaching.
The Teachers Academy was created at the initiation of our chairman, Dr. Haile Debas, to recognize excellence in teaching and learning. Because excellence in research was always recognized, and excellence in service or looking after patients or in other service was recognized, but we didn't have a way of recognizing excellence in teaching and learning, and this is how the Teachers Academy was created.
For me, it gives me an opportunity to interact with the best in the business. If you would look at the membership of the Teachers Academy, it's awe-inspiring, and it gives me an opportunity to discuss things with these people, to learn from them.
I feel like the Teachers Academy, apart from recognizing my services as a member, it also provided me a capacity to reflect upon my practices. Not only I was able to see that what was I doing well, I also felt like that it helped me to engage myself in mentorship.
Then came the pandemic, forcing a change much faster than planned.
We have been using digital teaching and learning since 2014 and blended learning, but the pandemic really accelerated. So from about 10% of our faculty who were using blended approaches, a quarter of our faculty using Moodle, we now went to 100%. And we were really literally building a plane whilst flying it.
Online teaching is not just Zoom, it is more than Zoom. Online teaching is just as complex as teaching.
Delivering an online session is a whole different ball game itself. It needs a different set of mind as far as engaging the students is concerned, how to address them, how to keep them involved. And it required a lot more effective use of technology.
In 2019, the progress of this teaching and learning was audited externally.
It was incredible for me to see that in only 6 short years, they'd been able to transform the teaching and learning culture within AKU. That would be something that any other university would be incredibly proud of. And in fact, I have never seen such a transformation in such a short period of time.
AKU is the first university in the developing world to gain international accreditation for its faculty support on teaching through advanced higher education in the UK. This allows faculty to gain higher education academy fellowships as a benchmark of teaching practice.
10 years later, as I'm leaving AKU, I'm very pleased to tell you that academic excellence at AKU is now visible. The quality of teaching and training and learning is excellent, and they have now been recognized internationally for their quality. And with the advent of online teaching, they've really excelled. So I think we're at a very good stage now.